Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's set, we're going to dive into spooky season and we're going to create a really simple set today by incorporating a really fun, bright, vibrant color and some decals. Hubba Bubba is one of the new colors from Nails Truly and I love the name. And when you see this pink in action, you're going to remember why it just is perfect for this name. Back in like the early 90s, there was a bubble gum. And this pink is just perfect for the name of it. So it's just so fun. So we are using dip liquids today and we are doing a set of press-ons on the shape short coffin. Now you can interchange any color that your heart desires with the design that we're going to be creating today. So if pink is not your jam, you can incorporate other colors. But right off the bat, I am loving the coverage. It is flawless. It is just the best coverage ever. And that is something common and something that you're going to notice if you've been on my channel for a while, that the quality of the Nails Truly dip powder is definitely there and it's very magical. And the coverage is just perfection. So we're going to go ahead and build up this color today. And we're going to do another very thin layer of that dip base over the entire nail. Now, I was completely confident with the coverage that we got and the color payoff with that first coat. But I wanted to get this just a little bit brighter, so that is what we're doing. We're going in with a second dip today, and the coverage and the color is even better. And I really like how it has like this very just like beautiful, but like not overpowering shimmer to it. It's very beautiful. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and press everything down so we keep the shape of this nail because we are making a press-on set. I just want to make sure that we are not adding any extra bulk and we are really focusing on that shape of the nail. And then I'm going to go in right away and just dust everything off. And voila, we have the perfect pink here. You can see just that coverage and how everything is laying super, super flat. I just love it so much. And there's other colors that Nails Truly has to offer. So like I said before, if you are not a pink person, you can definitely interchange whichever color your heart desires for this. So this is a spooky season mani, and we're going to be playing with some really fun full coverage decals here in just a little bit. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways on how to apply these full coverage sheets. Now the best part about these decals is that they're on a clear transparent paper. So whatever color you choose for your background, that is going to be the base color or like the focal point of the decal, because it's going to take on whatever color you apply to that nail, which is so fun. So you can do a lot of different looks with this particular decal that we're using. So I can't believe that we are doing a one color mani as well on my channel. It's been a while. I don't even know if we've ever even done one. I'm sure we have, but we are rolling strong on like 3.5 years here on my channel, if almost 4. And it's really rare to do a one color set, but I love this color so much. And so I don't forget, not only is it sparkly and just like this beautiful tone of pink, but it also glows in the dark, and the glow is unreal, like electrifying glow. So stay tuned for that as well, because I'm going to show you a picture at the end of the amazing glow. But if you are in the market for decals, definitely check out Nails Truly. And if you are in the market for some really fun glow powders that have great coverage, it's like a one-stop shop. You can get some decals for spooky season, and then you could pick up some fun powders and then some cuticle oils as well. There's a lot of options for Nails Truly, and it's definitely a one-stop shop. And if you like doing the gel method, these powders work great with both gels and dip liquids. And I know Halloween is right around the corner. It's honestly going to be here before you know it. I can't believe we're already halfway through September. That is just crazy. But definitely head over to Nails Truly. If these designs and everything that we're using today is not your cup of tea, you're going to find something that is perfect for Halloween that's going to fit your style over at Nails Truly. And if you think about it, by the time you order and then it arrives to you, you're probably going to get it in time right when you're ready to dive into those fun Halloween nails if you haven't started already. I love Halloween. I normally go really big on my channel, so you're going to see some more Halloween designs coming your way over the next few weeks. I really want to give you enough time to be able to grab things if that is something that you're interested in, versus like diving into Halloween a week before, and then kind of defeats the purpose, because then if you're interested in anything, you might not get it in time. So I want to make sure that you all have all the essentials that you need to achieve the Manny that your heart desires when it comes to spooky season. So that's why we're going to start a little bit earlier here on my channel, and I've already done a few over the last few weeks, so definitely check those out. I really do like incorporating decals because I feel like that's a really easy way to achieve effortless nail art, and I'm all about easy. If you've been with me for a while, you know I really like easy nail art, and just adding on decals is a really easy way to just add, like I said before, that effortless nail art. I mean, it still takes time to get that decal on the nail, but I just feel like it's just like no thinking for me. I just pick an image that I like and then put it on the nail, seal it in, and then voila, we have a really awesome set. So that is why I tend to gravitate towards decals. Decals took me a really long time to achieve, but I'm hoping that with the tips and the tools that I'm sharing with you on how I like to personally apply decals, that might help you along your journey as well. And don't forget, you can always practice applying decals on swatch sticks, or you could go ahead and if you are making a set of press-ons, or if you use jelly tips, you can also practice on the sizes that you do not use before you go ahead and kind of commit to adding a decal to almost like your finished set, because that can be like the most frustrating thing is you spent all this time applying the dip powder, filing and buffing, and then you go in to do some nail art and it gets all messed up. That can be almost like the most frustrating thing about nail art. So practicing on those swatch sticks or your extra jelly tips are a great way to practice. So we went ahead and did that activator. And here's what the set looks like before we go in with some filing and buffing. Now, since everything was laying super flat and I did use very thin layers of that dip base, I had very minimal filing and buffing. So all I'm doing is just reshaping and just gently filing underneath that nail just to make sure that it is clean underneath. I am going to just reshape the tip here, and then we're going to go ahead and buff. But that is really all I needed to do for filing and buffing. It was very minimal. You can see here, everything is laying already super flat. The only reason why I am buffing right now is because I wanted to make sure that surface was completely smooth to help that decal adhere. But if I wasn't adding any decals, I would not have buffed this. I would have just kept it as is and went in with my gel base and my top coat. I feel like this set right here, it's beautiful on its own. It's just like that perfect pop of pink. It's not too bright, it's not too light. It's just like the best of both worlds. And then it has like that very subtle shimmer. I feel like this would look good with a matte finish as well, or a great foundation to even implement your own gel nail art. But filing and buffing was super easy. So you can see everything is laying super flat. Everything is looking great. We don't have any bumps or anything like that. Everything is very thin. Since I already have like the structure of that jelly tip, I really want to focus on the shape of the nail and keeping my layers very thin. And I was able to achieve that here with the dip powders and the dip liquids today. So I did the rest of the filing and buffing off camera. And we are almost to that decal application, but before we go in with that, I am going to do a layer of activator on all the nails. It's going to just go ahead and seal everything back together. It's also going to get rid of any of those filing and buffing lines. But right here, this is where I was like, okay, I love this color so much. It just looks great just like this. You don't even need to throw in anything on top of it. It is a great pink to add to your collection. So now what we're going to do is we're going to apply a layer of gel base on all of the nails, and then I am going to cure as we go for a full 30 seconds. I always like to do a layer of gel base on all my nails before we go in with the decals, and right here you can get a good visual of what this color looks like with a glossy top coat. And now we're going to get everything ready for the decals here, which I'm so excited about. I'm going to just dip my brush into that acetone there and just go ahead and make sure that brush is ready to go. And then here are the decals we're going to use. They're called Boo, and I like to go ahead and have everything ready. So I already went ahead and cut all the decals that we're using today. We're going to alternate. You're going to notice here the background of the decals. So this one has the ghosts on there and it's more of a whiter background. And then we have one that is a darker background with the white ghosts. So right here, this first nail that we're going to be applying to has just that layer of gel base that's cured, and there's nothing else on this nail. So I use the jelly stamper just to help with placement, and now I'm just rubbing the decal on the nail. So this is a full coverage decal. You definitely could trim it even shorter if you would like, but I do not want to risk cutting it too short and then not having enough when I am going in and applying that decal to the nail. So a couple of options here. The first way to go ahead and remove this extra decal here is going ahead and using a file and just gently filing that extra off. But I am really holding down that nail and protecting the top of that nail to make sure that that nail or that decal is not sliding around on that nail, because when you have that layer of cured gel base to the nail, you do have a little bit of wiggle room where you can gently go ahead and maneuver that decal around. So just to risk it from sliding, I'm going to go ahead now and just work a little bit of acetone on this flat brush here, and I am just pressing it down on top of that decal here, removing any air bubbles. It's also going to help that decal really stick to the nail. And then you also can use the flat brush with a little bit of acetone to remove and dissolve any extra decal that may be lingering. So that is another way as well. This way takes a little bit longer because you are gently removing all that extra, but I'm also going to show you another easy way to apply a full length decal here in just a minute that is way easier than this. You could also right here take a manicure scissor and cut away the extra decal as well if you do not want to do it how I'm doing it right here. And then you can see here that acetone is just letting me just tear away all that extra, and then I'm going to still go in with that acetone here and then just gently make sure everything is just sealed and that there's no extra decal underneath that nail here. And then I'm going to go over it again and just make sure I'm removing any air bubbles or anything like that on top of this decal. But just take your time when you're doing this step. Make sure that that brush isn't oversaturated. Always dab it off on that paper towel before you go in directly to that decal. Now, not all decals are treated equally. Now, I'm very confident with the printing in the paper that Nails Truly uses, so I know that that acetone will not affect or distort that image. All right, so now moving on, we are using the Makartt transfer foil glue on this nail right here. I'm applying it just like the gel base or gel top coat, and then once the nail is completely covered, I'm curing for 60 seconds. While that's curing, we have our other decal here with the darker background. It was in the water for about 15 seconds, and then I peeled that backing off. And now what's going to happen, we're using the transfer foil glue, so it is going to provide us with the ultimate sticky layer, so almost kind of like a glue. And I'm just going to go ahead now and apply this decal to the entire nail here. The only thing is once you apply the decal onto the nail, it is not going anywhere. And the best part is that you can freely go in and go ahead and use your file and remove all that extra decal that's hanging off without worrying about that decal sliding around. The transfer foil is so sticky that it is just, that decal is stuck there. So that is something that I really like to use when it comes to full coverage decals. I like to use a little bit of that transfer foil glue, because then I know that I can just go ahead and remove all that extra decal without having to worry about that decal sliding around. Plus, like I said before, I always like to make sure that I have enough decal on that nail before I go ahead and file off. So that is why I prefer to apply my decals that way. But you could see we removed the majority of that decal with just that file here, and then just like those little tiny pieces that are hanging off the edge here, I'm just going to go ahead and do the same method here with that flat brush and just clean everything up. But adding that transfer foil was way easier this go around than that first way that I showed you. So you have a couple options. The other one, there's nothing wrong with it. You just have to take your time when you are filing and be a little bit more gentle, versus using the transfer foil glue. You can definitely be a little bit more aggressive with your filing, and that extra decal comes off way faster. So now that the surface is dry, I'm going to go ahead and tap it down, and then to seal in this decal, I'm going to go ahead and do a layer of gel base right away, just to make sure I am not risking this decal from lifting or moving around. I always like to go in right away with that layer of gel base. Make sure you cap those free edges and the sidewalls here and cure for 30 seconds. I did go ahead and finish up the rest of the decal application off camera. So we applied that gel base to all the nails, cured for 30 seconds. Then we're going to go ahead and do a layer of gel top coat on all the nails and cure for 60 seconds. This would also look great with a matte finish as well. And then here's our finished set today. I love this so much. I really like how it's not your non-traditional Halloween, and that's the best part because you don't necessarily need to use those traditional colors. You can pick whatever color your heart desires and still give it a little bit of a spooky season touch by adding some fun nail art. But I really like the pink. I love these ghosts. I like the pop of that we have the black ghost and then we have those pink ghosts. Oh, it's just so fun. I really like this. You can do so many different things with these decals and pulling in so many different colors. Options are definitely endless for this decal set. So everything that we did use in today's video can be found in that description box below. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Stay tuned. We do have more spooky season sets coming your way, and I'll see you all in the next one.